morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing? It is Wednesday. It is the middle of the week, and I'm still tripping out on the fact that we are in like almost the middle of December. And then after that, we're going into a new year. Can you believe 2021 is just around the corner? Wow, 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 wow. So, welcome everybody to the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley and experts and guests. I want to throw that in there because, I have to understand. Well, hopefully, people understand. When you have a show, I don't care what kind of show it is, a TV show, a podcast, whatever, it takes more than just you to make that show. And today, I just want to express again how thankful I am with everybody, all the experts that come on and the specialists that come on to the Diamond Factor Experience Show, because it wouldn't be an experience and it wouldn't be a wonderful show if I didn't have my experts and my special guests. So thank you so much. And everybody out there that watches the show, you make it the show too, because if people weren't watching the supporters, then it wouldn't be a show, really. It wouldn't. I'm here to give you value, awareness, and just some motivation just to kind of start your day. And that's what we're going to do today. We have two awesome people that are coming on today. But, before I always start, I just want to, do my regular quotes that I do. Just give you something to think about, to kind of get you through the day. So I have my wonderful lady I always love to get quotes from is Maya Angelou. This woman, just thank God for her quotes. They get me through a lot. Some are really to the point. Others, you kind of, either way, you're thinking about it. Some are to the point, and some are like, "Oh, okay, let me think about that a little bit." That was a gold nugget there. That was a gold nugget. So this one that I'm going to give you is: you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. So a lot of times, we just don't have no control over things. Now, sometimes we do, and we have to take accountability of that and just say, okay, either way, it's done. But a lot of times, if you don't have control over it, I always tell people, people get into this, oh, I'm stressed out over, something that they can't do anything about. And I be telling them, save your energy. If you can't do anything about it, you're just going to have to deal with it, move on and find something different. That's when your creativity and your patience and faith, that all comes into play. So I always tell people, if you can't control, if there's something that's out of control, like, okay, what can I say? If it snows, I'm just going to use that as an example. You can't stop the snow. It's going to snow. So what do? You maneuver through it. You deal with it. I was thinking about today because, I live in Wisconsin, and I said it has this, well, let me say this. I don't want to say it too loudly because it might start to snow once I say this. But we haven't received any snow. Usually we receive snow around November, end of November, beginning of December, and we haven't received it. In fact, we've been in the 50s temps, and it's been sunny out. Like today, it's nice and sunny. So I'm like, you know what? I am loving it. But it's for some reason, the weather people keep wanting to snow because they keep talking about, well, it looks like maybe the weekend it might snow. Well, next Monday, I'm like, be quiet. It's not like I'm not looking for this. Don't put it out there. But if it does snow, let's just say it happens, I have no control over that. So I have to maneuver through it, deal with it, and just press on, right? When that's what we have to do. So that's what I'm saying about things that's out of your control. Think about the things that you can, be control over and do things. And the things that you can't, you just work around them. So with that, saying that, you got this. You got this. I always tell people, you got it. Whatever situation you're in, just remember you got to have the faith and ask for, the knowledge to come into you so you can move forward in what you're doing. Now, before we bring up a special guest today, I got to go to my sponsors. So let's go to our sponsors real quick, and then we will bring up our wonderful guests. Here we go. So that was Deity Body Care. That young lady, Tamara, she just started her company. I think it's been a year now. And I'm telling you, she has been blowing up with her body care products. Awesome, awesome. In fact, next time, because I had to order another set of her hand cream, skin cream, and she makes the products. I think, yeah, the products are made with, natural, natural. And I definitely need to bring it on so you can see what the product looks like. She is amazing. For a young lady that's starting off, I'm so proud of her because, we need to really push and be in the corner with the young people nowadays. The youth, the future. Well, they're really the present too because they're here, but they're learning and growing in their businesses, and we have to push them as us being older to make sure that we support them. So I support her, Tamara Miller, and like I said, I love to put her promo out there so people can get to know her better. Now, with all that said, we're not going to waste no more time. We're going to bring our special guest. She has some goodies for us. Let me just bring her up. I know she's traveling. Hey, lady. Uh-oh. Now you're on mute. You tell me you're on mute. Now
I
you're
was just look. I was trying to be ready. That's the thing. You're on mute. You're on mute. That's the term for the year. You're on mute.
yeah,
We need some shirts with that.
like a song, like a rap song.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
it catches me all the time. So when you had it this morning, I'm like, "Ooh, I'm not alone. I'm not alone." Well, well, Miss Lachelle Akins, I am so glad that you're on. Thank you so much for being on this morning. As a special guest again. I know you came on before, but I'm
Yes.
glad that you decided to come back again. You always have some good wisdom, some good tips on what you give to the audience. And, you're just an awesome coach. You're a mentor. You're a marketing expert. You're a mother of 15. I mean, the list goes on, and you're driving, your children to work and all that stuff. So, and then to come on the show, that's just extra like cherry on top. So thank you so much.
Oh, you are
Yeah,
so welcome. And I love being in the company of good people and supporting you and all that you're doing. I mean, I'm seeing you talk about other people blowing up and you're blowing up. You're the person to know and be connected to. So I definitely want to give you a shout out for that.
thank you so much. It's like, we're
Mhm.
all talking collaboration and working together. And I know we work together in areas. You are under the Diamond Factor
Ready.
group too, and have your own show on Fridays. Put that little plug out there.
Mhm.
And then also you have your podcast. I mean, you have a lot of things going on that I totally support and tell people to go to see you. So, that's how we grow. We grow together, not alone. We grow
Yes.
together. But with
Yes.
that said, lady, I'm gonna take myself down because I want you to kind of talk about some good information that you have for us today. So I'm gonna let you roll.
Yes. Awesome. So again, I just want to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak on your platform. And, collaboration really is important. And today I just want to talk about the importance of always being ready so that you don't have to get ready. So in our business, as we think towards the end of the year and we're moving into 2021, everybody has these goals and aspirations about where they want to be, how they want to change and make things different, how they want to pivot, so to speak, and all these different things. And it starts with us. Yeah, we can have a good idea, a good vision, but we have to change within ourselves because if that doesn't take place, it's just going to be another year, another day, another opportunity for us to have made an impact, but we're still taking the same behavior, mindset, and thoughts into a different situation. So, for example, just this very morning, this is an impromptu opportunity to come on this platform and share with you this morning. And if I was not ready, so to speak, then this would be a missed opportunity for me. And so I want to tell people the importance of spreading your message. I want to thank Barbara for listing all the things that I do in terms of being even a best-selling author, right? So this is something about always being ready. I have my purse with my Okay, I have my purse with my books inside my purse so they don't get messed up. But everywhere I go, I'm ready with my books and things that I can be able to create that impact and continue to spread my message to others. And so I think it's just important just to think about what is it that's your big why? What is it that you want to do? Who is your target? Where are you going? These are questions that only you can answer. So it's up to you to kind of create a roadmap on how to get there. So it's connecting with the right people, managing your daily routine. Are you starting your day off with TV and all these other platforms telling you what you should be focused on? Or are you starting the day with intention? So I went to a retreat this weekend, and the retreat was the Saturday and Sunday retreat with 39 speakers. I was asked to get on the platform maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the event. I had just met a person who was organizing it. But 3 weeks before the event, we were in prayer. We were in prayer about the people who were going to show up, what the topics were going to be, the intention behind the event. That was 3 weeks before the event. So we had weekly prayers, not all day. We're talking 10, 15 minutes, time to come together and pray about the power of intention. And as a result, everything was in alignment. Now, you have snafus, technology glitches, and all those kind of things. But the actual message, all the speakers who spoke, 39 people being in alignment with the same intention, it was just awesome to witness. And that was the first time. I mean, my husband's a pastor, and we talk about prayer, but for me to be a part of an event that really is walking the talk that they're talking about, to me, I thought that was just amazing. So as you journey into 2021, remember that you are the captain of your own ship. Okay, so if you're the captain of your own ship, where are you headed? What people do you need to connect with? There could be some decisions that you need to make about letting things go. As we level up and get new things and acquire new things, we have to let go of other things. So there's opportunity costs with growing because we have to give up things as well as receive. So my question to you is, what do you need to give up? What do you need to let go of? Is it excuses, right? I could have said, hey, Barbara, I got to take my daughter to the doctor. I just can't do it today, but it's about showing up. It's about recognizing that you can inspire others just in your daily activities. So I'm in the car. People around me could be thinking, who is she talking to, right? But I am intentional about my message because it's the everyday things. It's not always having that stage with 100 people in the audience. Your stage is whenever you are out interacting with other people and impacting others. So that is my message today. And I just want to encourage everybody to have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. And remember that change starts within you, and you have the power to create the destiny that you desire. All right.
And the mute on. See, I had to mute.
Not a problem, okay?
Uh, uh, uh. Well, thank you so much, so much. I know you said you had a little bit more time. Did you have anything else to share with the listeners? I know the biggest thing,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
said, is being ready, having and looking for those opportunities. Which you are so right. I mean, just this year, I was just thinking about all the opportunities that have been coming my way that I didn't even think is going to come, especially with what we're dealing with the the whole COVID, the pandemic thing, and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And there's always the negative way that you can go. And I know, people have lost people. It's, jobs, economy, everything. It's like everything just blew up
Mhm.
all at the same time. But then, it takes you and I, like you said, to look beyond that and look through those opportunities that are still there that you didn't even
Mhm.
realize they were. And
Mhm.
I know for myself, there's been some things that came up within, me, like I'm doing it, and I'm in two new books that's coming up as a book collaboration. And I spoke on virtual stage twice already, the last
Mhm.
3 months. And those opportunities, I don't think would have really happened, excuse me, if we were doing what we were before the pandemic, because everybody's coming online now. I mean, everybody's putting on events or different special webinars, and they're just out there doing it, and they're looking. And I kept telling people they're looking for people to come on and be a part of that. So, like you said, Michelle, and then sometimes you never know. The opportunity might just come. Somebody might just call, an email comes through, and they say, "Hey, you have time for this?" And you'd be like, "Oh." That's why I always tell people, always have some type of, as a speaker,
Have a
I always have
message.
that always have that hip pocket message that I call, so you can always pull it out, because you never know when that opportunity is going to come for you.
So true. Well, I just really want to leave people with the fact that, it doesn't matter who you all have some story that can inspire other people. So, my latest book project is Inspirational Women of the World. And this is a book that is a collaboration globally. I'm the only representative of the United States, and it's a story of overcoming. So, using the adversity. So, my struggle was with depression for 13 years. I was hospitalized 3 times. But using that story and making it something that can help other people, I think is really important. In this global pandemic, there are many stories, there are many losses, there are many reinventions, so to speak. And so it's a great opportunity not only for you to really, take some time to reflect, but think about how can you impact other people from what you've overcome,
Yes.
because that is inspiring to help other people. So it doesn't matter, if you're not celebrity status, it's about the everyday person recognizing that your story can impact many people on a local, on a state level, on a national level, and global level. So always keep that in mind and know that connecting with the right people and collaborating is the key.
Yes, yes. And
Mhm.
I'm always talking about exposure and making sure that that you're getting seen. So by saying that, I need you to let people know how they can contact you and what type of services that you give to people.
Absolutely. So I can be reached through the Diamond Factor Experience Facebook group. I have a show on Fridays, Wake Up with America's Supermom. We have a Fashion Friday segment where I cover marketing tips. But you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any social media platform under Lachelle Atkins or America's Supermom. The programs that I offer are really memberships for people who want to really hone in on their voice. They want to know what it is that they do well and how they can service and help other people. When you find your voice, you can do your own zone of genius. And sometimes just thinking about your voice is separate than the business that you provide for your clients. So you want to have clarity about who you are so that you can move forward. So I do that, and I also help people with interviewing, because I am a podcast host. So, I mean, it's just a number of things. But, I do have 15 children, so I do get to get my hands in a lot of things, but God is good. So, but I'm able to accomplish that through collaboration because it is about a team. I have a team of people that surround me, keep me grounded and focused. And, I just can't say enough about dropping that ego and letting that go and just really having fun, enjoying life, and connecting with people authentically.
Awesome, awesome. Yes. So, and
Mhm.
then that's why, I really appreciate you because, like you just said, on top of everything else, you have your family and your children and your husband that,
Yeah.
you need to take care of. And I think the
That's
biggest
like
thing with
two
that,
people, girl.
well, yeah, because sometimes even the husband be the child or the husband, sometimes it
Right.
depends on the day, right?
Don't let them get sick, girl. Don't let them get sick. Okay?
But it's just so awesome to see. I always look at your family and what you're doing, and I watch you through the good and the bad and the ugly as we all go through in life.
Mhm.
And I'm,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, lady, you are inspiration. You inspire me, and I know you
Oh.
inspire so many others. So I just
Mhm.
want to let you know that we need to take the time out to give appreciation to people
Mhm.
in their lives, to just
Mhm.
not in their own lives, but to support others. So you're doing the beyond. You're not just excuse me, sorry.
Mhm.
You're not just supporting just your family and everything, but you're supporting other people out there and helping them grow. And,
Mhm.
and all
Mhm.
this time, that's why I said setting boundaries and sometimes
Yes.
saying, even though the opportunities come, but sometimes you have to say no because
Yeah.
because you never know, everything going on. You have to make sure you still set those boundaries. So,
Mhm.
I truly appreciate you. I know people that you work with and the ones that are coming because there's going to be a lot more because you're about
Amen.
to blow up even more. and con-
Amen. Amen.
and congratulations on your book collaboration. Uh,
Thank you.
awesome. Truly
Thank
awesome. You
you.
are amazing. So thank you
Thank
again for
you.
coming on this morning. And we will see you. I know you're going to come back. I always kind of
Yes,
have you come back. So
absolutely. I gotta come back. I gotta be outside of the car, studio style, so I know what I'm doing.
sometimes you need a little difference. So that's okay.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
moving. You're moving. You're doing
Right.
things.
The different sides of America Supermom, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's on another show to come on. You never know.
uh,
You never
you
know.
never know. Never
Oh,
know.
but
Yep.
thank you, lady, and you have a
You
wonderful
are
rest
so
of your Wednesday.
welcome.
You
All
take
right.
care.
You too. Bye.
I always love bringing her on. She is such a breath of fresh air, and she just gives so much good wisdom and tips, regarding just life in general. Because like I said, I mean, think about it. She has 15 children that she has to take care of, and she's homeschooling 8 of them. She didn't mention that she is schooling 8 of those children, and they're all different ages. I think they range from like I think maybe 6 all the way up to like 14. So I'm like, OMG. And the only thing I'm thinking about is, oh my, that's a lot of computer because we're all online and everybody's doing their thing, and then there's different age groups you think about. So you got to think about the different type of courses that they're taking. So that is phenomenal. So now what I'm going to do, I want to bring on a clip that I did. Like I said earlier, I have been on certain platforms this year that has just been amazing. And like Michelle said, having those opportunities that come, really take advantage of those. Really take advantage of those because it helps you grow. It helps you get out there and it just builds credibility too. It really does. And I for one is really appreciative that I did have the opportunities this year so far that I have. So I'm just going to just play a little clip of it because we do have another person that's going to be coming on with me. And you know him, he comes on Mondays and he's our law enforcement. I can't say expert. He tells me to say specialist. So he's our specialist that comes on Monday, but he's coming on today to give us some words of wisdom. It might not be the law enforcement. We're gonna have a little more fun today. But I just wanted to play just a little clip where I was speaking under the Success Women's Conference this year. This was in October. So let me just set this up and just to give you a little insight. And it's talking about being unique, talking about being unique. So here we go. name is Barbara Beckley, and I am the CEO and co-founder of the Diamond Factor LLC. My mission, my basic mission, is to make sure women understand who they are, their PPD, their purpose, passion, and drive, and understand that even through the storms and the hurricanes through their lives, that they have a diamond factor in them, and that is their purpose, their passion, and their drive. Question I have for you today: why do we work so hard in trying to fit in when we were born to stand out? The uniqueness that we have in us already says so much to the world, but we just need to understand that. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were just having a conversation, me and a friend of mine, and I was just asking them. I said, "What do you think your uniqueness is? What do you have as uniqueness?" And they said, Barbara, it's funny you answer that question because I had a conversation with somebody else a few days ago. And I think the reason why I think this question was coming up is because of what's going on in the world right now. And we have to kind of do a pause and really understand who we really are and get that in our minds again, that we are unique in our ways, that which is awesome. So when they told me, they said, well, Barbara, I was talking to somebody else about it, and I gave the analogy of the snowflake. And I was kind of looking at them. I said, okay, I'm asked about uniqueness. You're talking about a snowflake. I'll flow a little bit and see what's going on with this. So they said, yeah, I did a little history. She said, somebody told me with the snowflake, there's each snowflake that falls to the ground has a unique distinction within that little itty bitty snowflake. So think about all the snowflakes that fall. So they said because each ice crystal has a unique path going to the ground. So it flows through different clouds, different temperatures, different levels of moisture. And then it goes down to the ground, falls on us or fall on the ground, and it has a unique distinction, each one. And I was just thinking about it. I said, there are probably millions, billions of snowflakes that fall from that sky. Each one has a little particular different than the other one. And they said, yes, because how it travels through the different ways to the ground. And then they said, that's the same thing when you think about with each individual in their lives. Each and every person that's on this earth, we go through different, what they call the hurricanes, if you want to call them, the storms of life. Your story might be different. It might be the same, but it's always going to be different. I mean, a person could deal with troubles in their life, like say, for instance, they've been bullied. You might have been bullied differently than somebody else been bullied, but your stories are strong because guess what? If you went through, just like that little snowflake, going through the different ways, but then coming out this wonderful uniqueness about you of who you are, your purpose, as I said earlier, then that makes you stronger of what you went through. And that's why your stories are so important. And I said, that's really interesting. I'm glad you told me about the story about the snowflake, because I didn't even realize that there were different ones, and you really wouldn't realize that. And then I thought about it. I said, see, this again, as us as individuals, we need to make sure that we realize what our uniqueness is and don't make it so minute. So I said, let's look at the definition of uniqueness: the quality of being the only one of its kind. Think about it. Each and every one of you out there, you are the only one of its kind. No one's a Barbara just like Barbara Beckley. No one else. I'm it. Now, I know some people have twins, but even as a twin, you have a uniqueness than the other person has. Other thing about it, the ability to celebrate the uniqueness of each individual. We should not just be celebrating our own uniqueness and understanding and owning it, but we should be celebrating others' uniqueness. Because think about it, when a person is different than the other person, we learn and we grow from each other. And we can embark on so many things, even in business or even in your personal life. And then the other meaning of uniqueness, the quality of being particularly remarkable, special, and unusual. So I ask people, and I ask you out there, what is your uniqueness? Can you say what your uniqueness is? What is your talents? What do you have in you that brings that uniqueness out to others? So just going to go through 3 tips for you. First, understanding what your uniqueness is, knowing yourself. Like I said, knowing your gifts, your talents, your values, and also inviting feedback from your peers, positive feedback that you can make adjustments. We always want to be open to that, but you never want to be somebody else. It's okay to make some adjustments, make some changes along the way in life, but you have to still be your own unique person. Being confident, another way of understanding your uniqueness, being confident, trusting at all times, even when you make mistakes in life, that even with the mistakes, you're leaving a part of you that you can learn and grow from those mistakes. But be confident in whatever you do. You can say, you know what, I was wrong in that situation, but I am confident that I can do better and I can learn and I can grow in this situation. Be confident about that. And love yourself. Know that you're incredible. Practice your affirmations every single day. I always tell people it is so important. Be repetitious. Repetitious is the learning for all of us. Say that I am smart. Say that I am unique in my own way. That's awesome. Say that I'm amazing. Say that I help others and I want to see other people grow in their life. So that's understanding what is your uniqueness, those steps. Then number 2, learning how your uniqueness impacts others. So I just want to say that and this is one thing, I'm sorry, I got to adjust here. This is what happens when I have. Well, as they say, you can have technical difficulties. And I got totally dropped out of the show, but that's okay. That's okay. And no commercial. So sorry about that. But before I went away for a minute, I showed you just a little segment that I did for Success Women on Success Women's Conference, where I was a speaker, one of the guest speakers there. And that was an opportunity. That was the opportunity that I believe that wouldn't have been an opportunity if it wasn't the change of atmosphere that we have this year. So again, like Michelle was saying, and that we keep continue to say, that when the opportunities come, and if you can, take those opportunities, because you never know where it's going to lead you and guide you and where you need to go. Now, before we bring on Mr. McMath, because he is in the green room, and you know I'm authentic. So I'm going to get on him because for some odd reason, he knows I can see everybody in the green room. And he's been making faces and doing all these other things. And I'm telling on him. But that's okay. So before I bring him on, let me do our sponsor. And we will be right back with Mr. McMahon.
I'm hanging on your every word, the love inside, I feel it burn. I've never felt this way before. I've had a taste, now I want more. So here we are, just you and me. I'm overwhelmed when you touch me. You talk so sweet, I hear the sound, 'cause when you do, my feet won't touch the ground.
Okay. I hate the mute button. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I shouldn't hate the mute button because it's not the mute button's fault. It's the person behind the mute button. And that's me. So I need to learn how to take that off before I come back up. So what I say earlier, we are learning every day, every day. So with that, talking about learning, I'm going to bring up Mr. McMath, and I already got on him. Already got on him. Don't be sitting there laughing.
It's weird. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you today, Mr. McMahon?
I'm great because it's weird that you got on me, and that's the subject I want to talk about today. Since it's not my normal Law Monday, I'm going to switch it up a little bit.
Okay, switch it up.
So, earlier today, I was listening to Steve Harvey's radio show, and the lady wrote in about how her dad's not acting his age. So I was thinking, and I said, there's actually no law saying that a parent ever stops being a parent and that a parent can never do what they want to do. And usually when it's a letter about a dad, it's always the daughter. So it took me back to when my parents were living, and then my mom went to be with glory. And my dad was 67, and his girlfriend, well, at the time he got the girlfriend, he had turned 69. So it was 2 years after mom died. And his girlfriend was 41. Now, my dad has 4 sons and 4 daughters. 3 of the daughters were highly upset. And I'm like, he's in a sound mind. He's grown. He did what the Bible said do. The Bible say, until death do us part. I don't see nowhere in the word says you can't be happy again. You can't have another person you want to be with or nothing like that. So why? And this is just in general, because all women aren't that way. But why are some women so upset if the mother passed before the dad and then they don't expect the dad to be with no one else? Curious. And being that you're a lady, Miss Barbara, I was wondering if you can give me some insight on that.
Well, first of all, you started off by saying that I think the dad wasn't acting his age. I mean, the strawberry letter came through Steve Harvey, and
Right.
so what?
Okay, let me give you the
acting
dad's
his age
age.
as far as because he's dating a younger lady, because that is a big age gap.
Well, I used my dad because I knew what my dad's girlfriend age was. In the letter, the lady said her dad's 87, and at that time, my dad was 80 or 79. His girlfriend was 41. And they used to go out, and he would have people over at the house, and he would play cards, and he was a soldier. So some of his old army buddies that lived in the city would come by, and they would visit and watch football and games like that, which is the same thing her dad was doing. So how are you going to get mad at your dad because he raised his kids, he stayed married till mom died, and now he's enjoying his latter years or his last couple of years on earth? But she thinking that because he's having company and doing all this, he can have a heart attack or a stroke or get COVID. But she also mentioned that him and his friends go get tested like every 4 to 6 weeks. So the people he hang out with, they all go get tested for COVID. And since COVID's been going on, none of them have came back positive for COVID. But they just hang out in that group. Like they may go to his house on Monday, and then on Sunday night they may go to another friend's house, and then on Saturday night they may be back at his house. So it rotates. But these are the people that hang together. So it's not like they got a bunch of people in their circle. Those are just people they grew up with. They know each other, so they hang out together. And she's upset because she wants her dad to just stay at home and be isolated. And it's been proven that if you have 2 healthy babies and all you do is feed one and change his pampers, he's going to grow up with something missing. But the other one, you cuddle him, you talk to him, you change his diaper, you feed him, you put him to bed, you let him know that he's cared. He's going to grow up and be more prosperous than the one that doesn't get any attention. So as we get older, yes, some of our friends do die off, but we meet new people that we can bring into our lives and fulfill that purpose. So why do most daughters get mad if mom died first and dad moves on to be with another woman? I don't
Well,
understand.
I think, I mean, I can't, I mean, as like you said, as a woman's point of view, maybe, they're still hanging on the fact that, they're trying to honor their mother. And even though she's passed, in the back of their mind, they're like, well, that's dad. He's with somebody else. Mom's gone, but still, we only see him and mother, together. We don't see him with anybody else. I mean, they can't fathom that he's with somebody besides your mom, your mom. So maybe then in their minds, they're like, that's not right. That's not, but people got to live. I mean, like you said earlier, why stop their happiness just because other people are upset about something because they have no control. I was talking about that today earlier about not having no control over things, and don't worry about it, or you shouldn't, you have to move on and do what you have to do. Your dad had to do
But,
what he had
but,
to do. He wanted
but
happiness again.
if most daughters look at it this way, most daughters don't marry the guy they dad want them to marry. But he grows to love their husband. If he's not an abusive guy or mistreating her, he grows to love her, love that husband, and accept him as his son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
But when mom died, it's like, oh, dad's not supposed to be with nobody. So if mom died and dad was 70 and he lives to be 90, he's supposed to not be with nobody. He's supposed to not have no type of relationship. Nobody who can come cook him dinner or rub his feet or rub his back or
Mm-hmm.
go with him when he goes to his appointments because you're working and raising your family and you can't do it. Why would they be upset about that? And that's what I don't understand. Because none of the guys had any problem with it. And the lady that ended up dating my dad was a lady that we grew up with, and she was past cute. She was very attractive, and a lot of guys wanted to date her, but she had got married, and her husband died in the law of duty because he was a cop, and he died in a bank robbery, stopping a bank robbery. He was one of the cops that got killed in the bank robbery. But she had always said that she liked my dad when we were little, when we used to play together. And I was like, my mama kill you if she heard you talking about you gonna take her husband. But I guess she held on to that. And when my mom died, she was at the funeral. And I came by one day because me and my dad was going to a baseball game. Of course, the world's famous Cubs, because I'm from Chicago. And when I came in, he was like, stay in the living room. I got to get dressed. So I'm thinking he just got out the shower. And then I see her come out and she's like, hey, Harlan, how you doing? And I was like, hey. And then while we were going to the game and I was done, I was like, Dad, are you dating her? He was like, yeah, you upset? I said, no. I said, that's good that you got somebody that's energetic that can cook for you and help you with things because I worked two jobs. And at that time I was in school, so I couldn't be there all the time. And then my little brother was in the Air Force and my big brother worked two jobs. And then my sister was working for NSA, so it wasn't like we could be there all the time. So it was good that he had somebody.
Mm-hmm. And I
But
and
when
then
my
and I feel, and I truly believe that you have to move on and live life still, even though your spouse passed. And I believe that your spouse or your mother would want your dad to continue on and
right,
be happy, and she was
and
there
then
for him. So I
and
mean,
it's weird,
it's different with, well, I was just going to say with men, because I know your brothers and you didn't really mind it. Well, and I hate to
but
put this
it was
out here,
weird
Ben.
because one of my sisters who was really against it, um, her husband she met in high school, and they got married, and then when he eventually died, about 5 years later, she ended up marrying somebody else. Now, what if we would have did the same thing to her that she tried to do to dad? She probably would have been like, it's my life. I can do what I want to do. But my dad told her, he said, okay, long as I'm in sound mind, last time I checked, I paid for this house. Last time I checked, I'm grown and I'm still your parents. If y'all don't like it, when she's here and you see her car out there or you see her car in the garage, just don't come in the house because I'm going to live my life and I chose to be with her.
Yeah.
So he had to still let them know, I am still your father. And I did what the Bible said do. I stayed married to your mom, to my wife, until she passed away and went to glory.
Yeah. He
So
honored that relationship, that marriage, and then he
Right,
continued to move on. So, but
right.
the moral to the story, as I always say, because our time is almost up here. So, what last
Already? And
words
we
do
were
you?
having just so much fun.
Yeah, right.
What I want to let the young people know, there is no laws written that says as long as your parents are in sound mind and sound body, and one of them either separates, go to glory, get divorced, that the other one can't find happiness. So if your parents are separated or they're divorced or one of them is deceased, the other parent has the right to happiness, because usually in this day and age, by the age of 25, most young people have went through at least 3 or 4 people that they think they were in love with, but they move on to find someone else. So why can't your parents do the same thing? Think about
Now
it that way.
that comment, that statement you just made, that would be good for another show topic.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about law
That's
today. I'm just
interesting.
talking in general.
I know, but you just gave me an idea. That's a good topic about, before the age of 25, you had, certain love interests, maybe one
Well,
or two. You
most
never know.
teenagers have a high school sweetheart. Most
Mhm.
teenagers have a crush on somebody. And then when they go to college, they have a crush on somebody. And then they finally settle down and be with somebody they want to be with. So it's the same thing. Even
That
though you're
kind
with
of,
that person,
yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of the road that you take, but sometimes that road gets detoured.
yeah.
But yeah,
Or
that's
you
a
can
good
run.
topic to talk about. That's something that I need to probably bring on the show. I might have to bring you back on, and another person. We can kind of do a discussion on that. I like those type of discussions. That sounds like a juicy topic.
Well,
So
long as it's not on a Monday, then I'll be fine. Because Monday
no, it
is.
won't be out of money. We won't take your day. We
I
won't
mean,
take
I can come
theirs.
on any other day, but Monday is for law.
Well, yeah, you're
Any
on
other
the
day
day.
is for anything. Exactly.
So thank you, Mr. McMath. I appreciate you coming on today. I know it's not your regular day, but I appreciate you, and I learned a lot today. Learned a lot. So
Yeah,
just
like
let
how to
people know.
control the mute button.
Yeah, yeah. Mute button's my downfall, and I'm getting upset at myself, but that's okay. It's gonna work itself out.
It's gonna be all right. Just breathe.
Just breathe.
Musa. Musa.
Woosha, woosha. Okay, Mr. McMahon. We'll see you next Monday. You take care, and thank you so much again.
You have a beautiful day.
You too. Yeah, woosha. He's right. Woosha, woosha. Well, everybody, another wonderful show that I can see. Lachelle, I had to thank her for coming on, and Mr. McMath, I definitely had to thank him for coming on. He sometimes he goes in different directions, but he always seems to get back to the subject at hand. But sometimes you have to difference. I give information. I try to give information value on the show and awareness, especially raw awareness. But then sometimes you gotta have fun and just talk about just normal subjects like, would your dad, should he remarry another woman that's 20 years younger than him? And it happens, and nothing's wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with it. I always say, long as you're happy and you're not doing anything that's, detrimental to other people, and you're keeping your happiness, and everything's good. Everything's good. So with that, I appreciate you. I will see you back on Friday morning with our expert Madeline. She'll be on, and I'll have another special guest coming on that day. I'm really excited. Like I said, this week is jam packed, and then we will go from there. And as I always say, make sure that you are always putting yourself out there, because you have that, what I always say, the diamond factor in you. Always bring that diamond experience to others, because you have those gifts, those talents in you that are so important, and not just for you in your own life, but for others, because we learn and we grow from each other skills and talents. With that said, I will see you on Friday. Bye.